In the first video, we took a look at adjectives, verbs, particles, counters, and a bunch of other things. You had fun, right? So now that we know our grammar, let's take a look at reading and writing. Syllabaries, holographic images with no spaces, and letters that look like emojis. Presenting, part 2 of my How Hard is Japanese series, reading and writing. As always, welcome to Perimeter, difficult made simple. So where were we? You see this country here? Japan, right here. In Japanese, they adopted thousands of characters from China. The use of Chinese characters in Japanese is called kanji. The second one is called hiragana. And the third one is called katakana. Hiragana is a system of 46 syllabaries, and katakana is used for foreign words. Both hiragana and katakana existed for centuries, though they became standardized in Japanese education way later. First, let's look at hiragana. 46 syllabaries that represent every sound in Japanese, with 5 different types of modifiers that end up being 92. And katakana, very similar, with 5 different types of modifiers that end up with 92. Now, let's look at kanji. Kanji is, let's count together. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2,136. Fun fact, hiragana and katakana are also based on Chinese. Now let's look at what they are used for. Hiragana is used for verb endings, such as the present progressive, simple past, conditional. Particles, like we saw before, are topic markers, location markers, direction markers. Also used for demonstrative pronouns, such as this and that. And also we have conjunctions, so, thus, but, or. Let's have a bit of fun, shall we? Let's look at katakana, the use of foreign words in Japanese. Radio, terebi, One Piece, France, computer, door, seta, Canada, dining room, orange, suits, Brazil. Would you like some ice cream? Okay, that one's a joke. Also, your name is also in katakana. Unless you're Vietnamese, Korean, Chinese, or, Japanese. 日本語では外国語の単語がたくさん使われています。ですから日本人は素で英語を少しだけ知っています。Now, what about the Japanese you already know? Let's take samurai, which can mean warrior or servant. Sushi, which means sour or vinegared rice. Tsunami, tidal wave. Ninja, which means person trained in stealth or espionage. Ninja comes from 2 words. Nin, which means patience or endurance, or ja, which means person. Here's a fun one. Emoji, ideogrammic icons used in text messaging. E, which means picture. Moji, which means character. Tokyo. Yes, you know a Japanese word. Yes, Tokyo means something. Means Eastern capital. To, East, Kyo, capital. Tycoon, wealthy businessman, comprised of 2 words. Tai, which means big. Kun, which means lord. Karaoke, which means empty orchestra. Kara, which means empty. Oke, which means orchestra. Karate, which means empty hand. Kara, empty. Te, hand. Futon, Japanese style mattress. Fu, cloth. Ton, mas. Now I know what you're saying. Wait a minute, I saw those characters. Aren't those characters Chinese? Isn't this Chinese? Aren't you showing me Chinese right now? Well, I will explain it to you. Kanji. It's really easy. Here you go. Alright, I'm kidding. Kanji means Chinese character. Now, what is very complicated about kanji is that characters have two readings. There's the on reading, which is the Chinese pronunciation used in Japanese. And then there's the kun reading, which is the Japanese pronunciation used in Japanese. Let's look at mountain. In the on reading, it's san. Kun reading, it's yama. But if you put a compound together, compound is the use of two or more characters. Iceberg becomes hyozan. Fun fact, hyozan is actually an irregular reading. As if Japanese wasn't irregular enough, right? Moving on. Yama is the kun reading. If you want to say mountain dog, it's yamainu. Let's take another one. Car. Sha in the on reading. Kuruma in the kun reading. If you want to say train, it's densha. If you want to say wheelchair, it's kurumaisu. Let's take one last one. Fire. Ka in the on reading. And heat in the kun reading. If you want to say volcano, it's kazan. If you want to say spark, it's hibana. What else does kanji have? Did someone say homophones? Kai, jo, sho, ho, ni, kaku, yo, jo, ki, to, ko, yo, kin, sa, ki, ta, ke, wa. Japanese is very context sensitive. So each of these syllables actually means something. But depending on the context and what the person is saying to who can change. Kanji also has multiple meanings. This kanji, ho or kata, means either side, way, person, direction, or square. It also has multiple pronunciation. This kanji means sound, with two on readings and two kun readings. Also, each character has a trace order. And how does this mean diarrhea? And now we know that the words I showed you before are actually Japanese. Because the kun reading is Japanese, and the on reading is the Chinese pronunciation in Japanese. But technically, they're both Japanese. Did you know the word broccoli is Japanese? I'm kidding. It's not. Now, I study languages. I don't know every single language. There are many hard languages out there. People always like to talk about what's the hardest language in the world. Well, I can't tell you what the hardest language in the world is, but I can tell you that Japanese has the hardest writing system in the world. Here's an example. Kare wa Brazilu no shushin desu, which means he is from Brazil. We could see that kare is kanji, wa is hiragana, Brazilu is katakana, no is hiragana, shushin is kanji, desu is hiragana. Still not convinced? Well, let's take this map. There's red here, red here, red here, red here. Is that important? No. Let's take a country that does not speak Japanese. Pretend you're from the Congo. Wait, do I know anything about Congo? Let's go to Norway. Wait, do I know anything about Norway? Okay, let's just go to the States. Pretend you're American and you can only read and speak English. Well, for an average American, trying to read Japanese would be similar to trying to read a phrase that has Arabic, Russian, and Greek. Let's recap. We saw that there's two kinds of adjectives, and each adjective could be in 4 different forms. They have a complicated verb system, 3 verbs to wear, 3 verbs to be, 2 kinds of speech, and 2 kinds of forms for each speech. There's different kinds of counters, different kinds of particles, 3 types of keigo, and 3 different writing systems, with one being very complicated. Let's take a break right now and tell a joke. Have a seat, a blanket, a pillow, a coffee. How does a Japanese teacher know when to turn the stove off? She doesn't, because she's too busy trying to remember all of this. Now I know what you're asking. Where do I fit into all of this? Well, you're right here. Where am I? I'm right next to you. I am not Japanese, neither am I fluent in it. But I do enjoy it, and I have fun learning it. And you should too. That's why we're learning it together. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to watch part 1. share this with your friends, and follow me on social media.